damn, that's really long.
Yeah, so I hate to do this to you guys, but I don't.
Yeah, no, you don't. Fuck you.
So I was bored, and I was like, I've read a couple Ruby stories recently where the main character is hello, Gira. The main character was Ruby, and they proved to actually be interesting. Specifically, Ruby going into other universes, because Ruby's actually not a bad character.
Ruby is a world traveler.
Yeah, she's actually not a bad character.
Huh.
So it did the like. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, these are diamonds in the rough. These aren't like, oh, every single time Ruby goes into a new universe, it's a good story. But like I've had a couple of stories recently that had Ruby going into other universes, doing the universes things as the main character, and it being pretty good. And well, last night I ran out of fan fiction, and I also had a realization. Atin, you know how you keep trying to make me read your books? I realized something. The reason why I keep putting off reading your books is because if I do, then I will finally run out of things to read.
Oh no.
And then I'll have to go back to the days of manga deck skimming.
Oh no.
Oh,
And
That is not good.
I just wanna pull up here on the screen that you guys can't see. 984 manga bookmarks.
About a few.
yeah,
Just a
that's a
couple.
lot.
So I'd rather not go back to those days, so I delude myself that I don't have to by continuously looking up fan fiction so I can put off reading the last actual fiction I haven't read yet.
I'm gonna scream. I have so many books for you to read that you would actually enjoy.
You don't understand that. That's like
Does he
maybe
know?
a couple weeks at best.
No, I got a lot more now.
Anyway,
Your problem would be solved if you would just write stories that you enjoyed
you
reading.
know what, you little piece of shit?
Ooh, somebody's touched a nerve there.
Oh no.
I have been trying, okay? My brain is either completely zoned out, so I brainlessly play a shooter game. So, Borderlands, Fallout, Starfield. Or I'm actually in the mood to write, but I'm currently on the ground in agony because my body decided that having an intestinal lining is no longer required.
Of course.
Fair.
I mean, it's not, but how did your body come to that conclusion?
I don't know either. Apparently, I might have not have drunk enough water that day, and so my body was like, well, you know what? Intestinal linings, you don't really need them.
Yeah, not
That
having
would
enough
take
water
a
could do a lot of shit,
significant
yeah.
amount of sustained dehydration.
Well, you would think that, and it takes about 2 days for me.
Sneaky? That is significant dehydration.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 3 days of no water to kill a man, so 2 days of just dehydration will definitely do something to you.
It's not complete dehydration. I have like a cup of water a day.
That's
Complete
not good, man.
dehydration, you idiot.
Yeah, you need more water than that.
I am aware I do. Just
Sneaky,
because
I am gonna send you the water bottle that my father uses.
I have that. Just
Really?
because
You have
the water bottle, which is was it 84 ounce or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because the 84-ounce water bottle is right next to me, literally just a shuffle of the hand away for me to grab onto and bring to me, does not mean my brain registers it or that I remember to drink from it. Also, if I have to upgrade my water filter to something larger than what I currently have, because right now I have that little handheld pitcher, and it is...
I mean, upgrading the purity of your water will assist you, but
No, I
you
meant
really-
more the filtering of the water so I can actually drink it.
Ah.
And it's really small and filters very slowly and in small amounts. And so I have to constantly get up and filter and filter and filter to keep filling up the water.
This is why you get one of those big jugs that goes in the fridge. You fill it. It takes about 10 minutes to fully fill while
Nearly,
it does
how am I
that.
supposed to fill the jug?
From the sink.
How do I fit the jug in the sink?
Sneaky. What do you mean fit the jug in the sink?
it's literally designed to go in the sink. You can also, Sneaky, use
You guys are really overestimating how deep this sink is.
Guess what? Guess what? There is, in fact, attachments you can put on your faucet that will, in fact, filter the water for you.
There's those, or you can get a jug that goes in the fridge. You fill it in the sink and then put it in the fridge.
Yeah, I heard about the... I was thinking about the sink attachment one, but then I heard a lot of people complaining that it didn't really, like, filter all that well because it's kind of like immediate forced water filtering.
Okay, no, that's
filters.
entirely dependent on what filter you buy. Those are the stupid people that buy a cheap filter and then aren't surprised when it does poorly. If you buy a good filter from a name brand corporation, I know, name brand corporation.
Oh, obviously I was going to pick up a Brita. I mean, like, that's just like, you know.
That's the thing, right? If you pick up like a Brita filter, guess what? You're not going to have a problem.
So there's also an inline filter that you attach to the line coming into your home. You can get.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not in like a plumbing sense. In a literal, I can't do that sense.
You rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you need the sink one and you double filter. You put one on the sink, then you use that one to pour it into the pitcher.
Why
then
would
the
I
pitcher
double
goes in the
fil-
fridge.
I don't need a double
Because it
filter. My
works
water's not
better.
that bad. I just need to filter it once.
You say that, but
Nah.
You
I've
guys
been-
filter your water?
Well,
Yes.
we kind of have to. It is New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No,
No, that's a skill issue. That's just fair.
Yeah.
They pump mine so full of chemicals that I have to actually double filter it. Otherwise, all I
Now,
can taste
I
is
will say one of
chlorine
the
and makes me
funniest
sick.
fucking things about New Jersey, right? Our water's actually really clean and chemical free. And the reason why this is because while the filtering plants are allowed to do whatever they want to filter the water, they have to meet agreed upon purity standards of everyone on that water line. So if one town wants to put fluoride or wants to raise the limit of allowable chlorine or whatever else in the water, all 26 towns on that water line have to agree. And being New Jersey, of course, a unified agreement hasn't happened since 1776.
No, there's been a couple amendments y'all agreed on.
Which ones?
Like, collectively, enough of you agreed to approve a couple of the federal ones.
Oh, we don't really care about federal. As far as New Jerseyans are concerned, the rest of the country can burn.
As far as the rest of the country is concerned, New Jersey is already on fire.
Yeah, well, see, look, we elected our governor, Chris Christie, knowing he was corrupt. We elected him for years straight. We knew he was corrupt. Hilariously corrupt. We did not care. He was open about it. He was like, yeah, I'm corrupt as fucking shit. I'm going to take money, pocket it, and all that shit. And we were like, cool, whatever. Don't fuck up the state. And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And he didn't fuck up the state. He basically passed no laws. He basically implemented no new taxes, and basically just generally did nothing but grift money. And
He is my right now. He is my personal pick for Republican candidate,
and New Jersey,
especially because listen,
completely
there's
fine with that.
there's a deep comfort from
Yeah.
having him there.
Yeah,
As a
Chicagoan.
Illinois citizen.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And so everyone just voted for him for like ever. Like, didn't matter that you were a Democrat or Republican. Everyone just voted for him because it was just like, yeah, he doesn't do anything. It's great. And then he got voted out of office, actually. You know why he got voted out of office? Not because of corruption. Not because of
Was
him
it the
being...
cocaine?
No, not the drugs, not the women, not the accusations. None
he
of that
actually-
mattered.
Did he actually try to pass a law and that was it?
No, he closed a public beach one day for renovations to the beach, and then people flew over the beach just to make sure the renovations were actually happening to the beach, and found out that he actually closed the public beach so he could use it as a private beach for the day. And people were like, this is too far. You cannot close our beautiful New Jersey beaches that we weren't going to be using anyway, but because they're New Jersey beaches. But you cannot inconvenience us for yourself. And so we voted him out of office.
He did break the unspoken agreement of not screwing the state over.
Oh, I didn't screw the state over.
Oh, I mean, it did, because it inconvenienced citizens.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, pretty much. That's literally it. That's pretty much where I saw the opinion on Chris Christie turn. It wasn't the corruption, the women, the prostitutes, the cheating, the infidelity, the accusations of rape. None of that fucking mattered. Chris Christie closed a public beach for private use and lied about it.
I'm gonna back up a second. He survived accusations of rape?
Oh yeah, just water off a duck's back.
What the?
Well, no, to be fair, those were proven. I believe those were in fact proven false.
Most of it was eventually proven false, or just like no evidence. But still, point being is that in the modern day and age, someone being accused of such things normally would ruin them. And being this is Chris Christie, they like rebounded off of his blubber.
Oh, he's a big fella then.
Yes.
Oh goodness, quite large.
When he's almost approaching unit status.
Okay, so like we talking as bad as me, or
We're talking like
two steps shy of a land whale?
could roleplay a extra large Santa Claus.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of big.
Yeah.
So
But-
fat, but the jelly kind of fat.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Very much.
He likes his sandwiches, and I can't say I disagree. New Jersey makes some of the best sandwiches. And a quick way to find out if someone's ever from New Jersey and lying about it is to take them to a place and give them a really shitty cheesesteak or a really shitty sub.
Yeah.
As Atin knows. Yes, there's the lad. He's actually lost weight.
He's much healthier now, actually. Although to be fair, he also stopped doing all that cocaine.
Yes, all the drugs. Yeah, he stopped doing them a fair number of the drugs, yes.
And I want to point out, he's done nothing of note since being removed from governor. He remains. He successfully embezzled so much money. He remains swimming in cash.
He embezzled so much money.
But and I
you
want to
should let
point
the
this
IRS
out.
know.
I want to point this out. Another thing that I like about him, he's the intelligent kind of criminal. He told everybody, "I'm going to embezzle money," and we all said, "That's so funny, Chris." And he said, "No, really, I'm embezzling the money." And we said, "Right, of course you are, Chris." And he was smart enough to not go and do things like buy, Porsches and
Yeah, buy a fleet of Porsches and 17 mansions, and yeah.
Now, I want to be clear. He did that stuff later,
Yeah.
but arguably it wasn't done with taxpayer money, and no one can prove that it was.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's the story of Chris Christie, and welcome to New Jersey, and have a look around. I really hope someone makes a parody of that fucking song.
I hope not, for our sanity.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I could get ChatGPT to write a New Jersey-based parody.
Oh god. Yeah, you probably could actually.
Anyway, so yeah, this is the Ruby crossover section, and so I was going through this section, and I was just in absolute awe of how dog shit these stories are. I'm talking like a new level of dog shit.
Because that's descriptive.
Yeah, well, you know, let me let's see here. We got a Warframe Ruby story where a railjack jump going wrong sends Ruby Rose, one of the Heavenly Emperors, back to Remnant.
Back to Remnant.
Yes.
Back
Mm-hmm.
to Remnant.
Yes.
Was this a sequel or?
No. That's how the story starts. A Ruby Rose vanished one day, became a Tenno, and then a Railjack sent her home as a Warframe.
Okay. Well, she's won. Everyone go home now.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's kind of sad that I've been paying for Amazon Prime for so long. I pretty much have all of the Prime Warframes in Warframe now because of the monthly Prime reward for Warframe Primes.
The shame Warframe's gone to shit.
Yeah, it's a shame I'll never fucking play the game again. Like, it
Let's
used to be
real.
good.
Let's be real, Sneaky. You peaked when you fell asleep for 8 hours and woke up to being a few like tens of millions of credits rich.
Those dudes were so chill. I fucking loved them.
Yeah.
Snoring on an open mic, and people for 8 hours straight just carried me from quick match to quick match to quick match. And the reason why it worked is because at least one other person would never leave me alone, and so other people would refill the quick match slots. And so there would
Yeah.
always be someone there to start the game.
Yep, and you only need a majority to actually start the timer.
And people were just, back in the day when they let you AFK, people were just totally chill with this dude just fucking snoring on an open mic for 8 hours straight.
Oh yeah, because they were going on missions that didn't require someone to like be hyper sweat.
Yeah. They were
Like,
just doing normal farming missions, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And these were the days before the AFK timers where it's like, I want to carry my buddy while he's not here.
Yeah.
So that he'll have fun
I
playing
don't
the
know
game.
why did they put
from now.
AFK timers in? They're like, that makes no fucking sense. Just let people kick.
Because a tiny minority complained about it. And they're like, fine, we'll fix it. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
you know, I gotta say,
you're
that is
fixing
a
the wrong
major
thing.
problem with
You're
Warframe.
fixing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
They kept listening to the insane, psychotic vocal minority who no-lifed the game.
Yeah, it's the same. Warframe and Payday, both of those, and WoW, honestly. All three games massively suffered from the company listening to the 0.5% of their 24/7 player base. It's like, yeah, are they 24/7? Yeah. Will you not making the changes make them less 24/7? Possibly not. And honestly, every single time Payday, WoW, or Warframe made a change in favor of the 0.05% of hyper extreme mega sweat players who, you know, played the game 29 hours a day and so they unlocked everything already, and man, this game's so boring, it has no content. Every time they catered to them, the game just got worse for everyone that wasn't them.
Yeah. Unfortunately. And then by the time they realized they were listening to the wrong crowd, they lost a large portion
massive
of the player base
portion of the
already.
player base, yeah.
And even with them managing to replace it, It's like the California Exodus. You had enough people
Well,
coming in that the people leaving basically didn't matter. But now those people catching on, oh, this is a game that will never be finished.
it's
And
not
they're
only
starting to
that.
leave as well. It's
Warframe
bloated.
suffered from the exact same problem that WoW's suffering from. And both those games are suffering from the skill gap problem. And the skill gap problem is that the best players get better and that the casual players don't. And the reason why the casual players don't get better is because the casual players are bullied out of playing the game. And so the average skill level of the casual player never gets better because the casual player is constantly refilled by new players as all of the older players get bullied out of playing the game because they just look at the game, they realize, oh my god, it's going to take me playing this game another 37 hours to unlock the one ability I want to unlock on the frame I really like.
Yeah. It's all feature bloat at this point as well. We have a couple mechanics that were released like I think 2016, 2017.
Hmm.
They promised they'd go back and add more content and fix some of the issues.
They haven't.
They still haven't.
Yeah.
When we got Archwings, that's a big complaint from my group when we still played.
Yeah.
Archwings used to they used to actually piggyback off of what your Warframe was modded for and what you modded the Archwings for.
Mm-hmm.
So they combined their powers together.
Yeah.
By my powers combined.
So they decided we're gonna rebalance it, and it stopped carrying off of your Warframe stats, and it was just the Archwing stats. Here's the
Okay.
problem: they didn't rebalance the mods for that.
Hmm.
They just said Archwing no longer stacks with your Warframe.
So it's just
But
a
they didn't
massive
rebalance.
power nerf.
So it was a massive power nerf for no reason aside
Yeah.
from for some stupid fucking reason. And I hate this. Atten's listen to me bitch at him about it before. If a game is PvE and purely PvE, do not nerf the player.
Yeah, it never makes sense.
Just introduce harder stuff without making them bullet sponges. I know that's difficult, but plenty of games have done it. They've done it with interesting mechanics.
There is one time I can understand nerfing the player, and it's if you come out with like, oh, say like Elden Ring's bleed mechanic, where you come out with a mechanic, and it's like, all right, yeah, I mean, yeah, this generally works. You know, you play test using it, and yeah, you're like you equip all of the rings, and you're like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty fun. All right, it works. And then you ship it out to players, and the players are like, oh, well, if you double, triple, backflip, double equip, menu glitch, sideways equip, and then spin, you instantly refill the bleed mechanic on the enemy you hit by 5 times, and they explode. It's like, okay, well, we couldn't test that, and so we're gonna remove that. It's like, all right, that's understandable.
All right, that's fair. That's kind of unintended. Also, Elden Ring is a little more special because that absolutely would have affected the PvP.
Well, yes, I like Armored Core. So there's some shit in Armored Core that was ridiculously powerful, and it basically made it so that a lot of people were complaining. That's like, well, if I don't use this, then I'm having less fun because I know that anytime I encounter a problem, I could just switch to this one gun that makes the encounter super easy, you know, arbitrarily, because of the mechanics
Yeah.
of how bullets work in that game.
Yeah, but their answer to that was, okay, we'll buff other weapons. I don't think they nerfed any weapons.
I don't think they did.
They buffed a bunch.
Yeah,
They
I heard they
like,
buffed a lot of weapons. Yeah.
good. They buffed a good
Burped.
chunk of weapons.
But no, but you understand my point though, right? Where it's like you have to figure out whether the weapon, if it was a mistake, if it was just arbitrarily doing way more damage than you thought it actually would once it got into the play environment, I understand you going, okay, yeah, guys, we got to nerf this a little bit. You know, this is
Yeah.
working too well. We have to nerf this. It's sort of actually Remnant's a good example of this. In Remnant, they had a weapon, the Enigma gun, lightning gun. It did ludicrous amounts of AoE damage.
Mhm.
And it was so good that literally using anything else made everything else feel bad. And so
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
not
yeah,
good.
yeah. And people bitched about them nerfing it. But, now I can actually play with other sidearms that isn't the lightning gun and be like, yeah, no, I'm feeling good about this. Because the lightning gun was just so good, picking anything else made you stupid.
Yeah, but that's a case of them. That again, though, that's a case of like just poor balancing choices. In the case of Warframe,
Yeah.
this wasn't even a poor balancing choice. No one was complaining about this. The missions were decently difficult, even with the absurd like
Yeah, but
in-game
Max, if you've put
things that we
900
were finding.
hours into the game and have mastered the art of sidestep dodge word backing, and you can just no-hit every single thing every single time, it's too easy.
Yeah, okay, but again, like for the Archwings though, no one was complaining about the Archwings. That's the
Except for like
thing.
0.01%
You know
of
what?
the audience.
Actually, sorry. You know what the complaint about Archwings was?
The fucking fish oil?
We can't wait for more.
That's fair.
We can't wait for more Archwings.
Anyway,
And to this day, we still only have the starting 3 and a prime version of those
My
2.
Little Pony Ruby, the Sapphire Rewrite Volume 3.
Fuck off.
The Vital Festival is fast approaching, and it's the least of Team Sapphire's worries. Yeah, Cinder possesses the magic of Fall Maiden. Ozpin proposes a desperate plan. They'll force Sunset, Pyrrha, and Cinder to confront their destinies as the Fall Maiden. Jesus Christ. I hate that shit. So honestly, I really hate that shit, and I was talking with Cyan about this, and we both kind of agreed on it. Turning the maidens into reincarnators instead of
Oh, it was a stupid idea.
arbitrarily you get a power up now that's like somehow like super semblance effectively and also weather control ? Yeah, that was dumb. It was stupid. It was arbitrary. Just make the person who gets the power be like, it's like the fucking was it Gandhi? Is it Gandhi that does the whole reincarnation thing in Hindu now, or is it like who was it that does the whole reincarnation thing with Hindu?
All of them. Reincarnation is
No.
a huge thing.
I know, but I mean specifically, like they go around testing newly born children with like this set of toys and these colors and these
Oh,
foods.
that's
and
the Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama, that's what it was. Yes, the Dalai Lama, who likes to touch kids.
Who kissed one in public.
Yeah, with his tongue. It was weird. Sort of like that, where it's like, yes, the Dalai Lama's dead, and then it's a couple years, and it's not really obvious who the next person is, because they're raised completely normally, but actually they're the reincarnated person. Rolling it like that, that's perfectly fine, and it just becomes a process of like the bad guys want to kill them so they don't get their powers, too advanced again, and the good guys want to keep them alive because, blah blah blah. And you never have to worry about suddenly the bad guys get a shit ton of power-ups because they killed the good guys, and the good guys can't get the power-ups back until the bad guys either die from other bad guys or random accidents killing them on screen, because the good guys don't kill people because they're the good guys, and good guys don't kill people because otherwise they're not good guys anymore.
Bullshit.
Well, Californian morals, how it is.
Japanese morals.
I thought Japanese morals was more along the line of become the authority and then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, that's
Sometimes.
It's more like
that's
that.
the unspoken morals.
Yes, that's the unspoken. The spoken one is non-violence is the best solution.
Well, yeah, but that's more of a recent one, after the
No,
whole
let's be clear.
two
Non-violence,
nukings and
unless you have a robot.
2 nukings and firebombing of Tokyo. And...
Yeah, no. They
Yeah,
had a little bit of a traumatic experience.
Yeah, the
say.
last time they got violent, America was proportional response.
Very proportional.
I mean, okay, well, hold on now. Hear me out. If you've seen the rest of our military history, it's a proportional response. The only thing that saved Britain and France in the 1800s and 1900s is the fact that we couldn't get over there to bomb them after we fought them in the wars.
Imagine how much more interesting world history would have been if, after breaking free from Britain, we teamed up with the
counter-invaded
French.
Britain.
Right? Team up with the French Navy. It's not over till it's over there.
Exactly. We're gonna counter-invade Britain.
That's some EU4 bullshit right there.
That is some EU4 bullshit right there. That's actually one of the native idea trees in EU4. Is the
What, the Sunset Invasion?
Sunset Invasion? Yeah.
That's in Crusader Kings, actually.
Well, it's also in EU4.
Well, it's a mission thing. Yeah.
It's in a lot of places.
Yeah. It's a recurring paradox, Joe.
Yes, somehow Europe lost, and now the natives are back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I really hated that part of Ruby when they introduced the maidens. I thought it was really dumb, and then it made it even worse with all the moral policing about how we can't kill bad guys, even in a world where terrorism genocides towns.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't kill bad guys because killing people is wrong, so we'll just put all of the bad people into one location where they all feel miserable?
Yes!
And attract more Grim.
Actually, you know what? Hang on, that's actually not a bad idea.
Oh, I've seen
Concentrate all that negativity in one spot as bait. That
Oh
actually isn't a
no!
bad
I've
idea.
actually seen that done in some of the stories. Specifically, I saw actually executed properly, and it was a Bloodborne Ruby crossover.
Of course it was.
Well, yeah, it wasn't super excessive in its crossing over. Like it was really subtle about it for a very long time. Besides the alt history stuff, and Yarnum, I don't think was really even involved at all. It was just like John Ark uncovered some of his family history, dealing with blood or something, and as events proceed, blah blah blah. Winchester's involved in the ruling council. It was actually a mildly good story. But they had a prison, which was less like a prison and more like a fortified location that they basically, instead of banging rocks every day as penal punishment, retribution for your crimes, you were given a gun or a sword and told to go outside and fight the Grim. And if you survived for like 1 year or some shit, every Grim wave that's what it was. It was every Grim wave you survived, you got time knocked off your sentence.
So Alcatraz meets Gladiator games.
Sort of, yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
That's not a half-bad system for a death world like Remnant.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like the other option is just fucking kill them all. Because I mean,
which
in
is
death
just
world,
an unconscionable waste.
I mean, it's like that sort of shit that people just don't think about when they're making their stories. Where it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a really grim world where they're gonna be on the edge, and they're gonna be down to one settlement left, fighting against a world of monsters. It's like, okay, well, where do they get their food?
What's food?
What do they do with their prisoners? Do they send them all to one jail so they can then pull more people off of the front lines to guard all these people that they refuse to kill, even though they're killing people?
Oh, there are no prisoners. Everyone behaves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Except for the criminal arc that we need to introduce the criminals, so this plucky hero can
There
get
are no
started.
prisons in Ba Sing Se.
Exactly, yeah. Yarnum Beast versus the Grim, who wins? How long would the Grim last? I mean, the Eldritch always wins. I believe that specific story did it more along the lines of, like, the Eldritch Beasts were first, and then the Grim, when they got defeated, the Grim were born of the blood of one of the dying gods or some shit. So it was actually like,
Oh yeah, 'cause that's what we need.
yeah, I mean, pretty in line for Bloodborne. But no, it's like if you're gonna make a death world where only 4 cities remain, and the death creatures that have unlimited armies and will internally spawn, and you literally can't do anything about them, and there's no way to stem the tide besides beat back each wave and survive till tomorrow, and they're attracted to negativity, then you have to think about what kind of societies that would create. You wouldn't really have too much horror going on. Horror would be a very restricted, likely niche genre. Maybe even not exist at all. You wouldn't have a lot of deconstruction stories where the villains are put in a good light. You wouldn't have a lot of stories where the villains have relatable motivations. Your media would sort of be a mix of propaganda and noble, bright storytelling. Of just like, please feel good so we don't get another grim wave too soon to recover.
Yeah.
And then behind the scenes, it's like, well, how do you deal with crime? Because people are going to commit crime no matter what. If there is 3 people left on the planet, one's
One
going to
of them
steal
will
from
take the
one,
other.
and one's going to stab the other. So,
Now, be fair, one might do so under the pretension of justice.
yeah, but still, point being is that violence is kind of inherent to humans. It's not, a byproduct of living in a society or some shit, as some people like to think. And so, you're gonna have to deal with the crime problem in some fashion if you're gonna do a death world where you have limited amounts of space and limited amounts of food, and you have monsters who are attracted by negativity, and what creates negativity? Your daughter being raped to death. So,
I mean,
you want
you're
to
not
probably
wrong, but
discourage
that's a
that.
very good example. You could have just gone with having your lunch money stolen.
Well, I use daughter being raped to death because specifically in certain states in the United States of America, they don't believe in killing someone with a 50-plus body count of children who raped them to death. Because the sanctity of life apparently only applies to the person doing the killing and not the children that he killed.
Well, they believe that more killing doesn't help anything. It just killing begets more killing.
Yeah.
I couldn't really care.
Which is fucking dumb, but people are fucking dumb.
Anyway, point being, that's why I use that as an example. So anyway, yeah, that creates a little tiny smidge of negativity. Which, could cause the town to die if too
I
much
would
of it
say.
happens.
See, I will say I personally prefer the argument. Right, the sanctity of life is dumb. The one I prefer is who are we to be judge, jury, and executioner? But that one's rooted specifically in religious grounds.
And that is fair, but however, at the same point, you do have to draw a line. If you have 10 people and 3 of them are farmers. So actually, 5 of them are farmers. You have a small, tiny little village. 5 farmers, 1 person is learning how to craft leather, and one person cuts the wood, and one person shapes the wood, and et cetera, et cetera. One person manages the logistics of everything, I guess, or something. I don't know. Point being is, you have a small amount of people. You only have so much food you can harvest, and one day someone decides they're gonna murder someone else. So you have two options now. You have 9 people left. You can kill the murderer and have 8 people left, or you can put the murderer under 24/7 guard to prevent them from getting out, which will require at minimum of 2 to 3 people no longer doing anything in forms of productivity because now they have to be watching this guy at all times. So instead of
Counterpoint,
creating a
there
bunch
are productive ways to put that individual to use that do not involve their death and require
Like?
at most a person in the area still performing another function.
Okay, so the person in the area gets taken from behind by the guy because they looked away because they thought they saw a grim, and now there's 8 people left and there's still one murderer.
The really easy solution to that is you chain their hands, you chain their feet.
Well, how are they
Is
supposed
that-
to do anything now?
You can still do things like weed like that. You'll be slow, and it'll suck ass for the guy that's imprisoned.
So you
But
believe
he-
they
how
should be
he feels-
tortured?
Isn't really.
Yes.
No, it's not torture.
That's torture.
They
It's not
classify it as cruel and unusual
torture.
punishment.
Yes, that's what's torture.
And I classify it as not enough.
So that's.
I mean, no, it's really not. It's possible to shackle someone that is unpleasant, but not cruel and unusual.
Shackling someone is cruel and unusual.
No.
No more than handcuffing them. Sneaky. By that logic, we could never imprison anyone because restricting their freedoms is cruel and unusual.
Yes, so we should kill them.
Libertarian moment.
Killing them is pretty cruel and unusual,
Well,
buddy.
not really, because then we don't have to deal with it about anymore.
Libertarian moment.
No, not libertarian.
Extreme
no.
libertarian moment. They
Okay, let
violated
me-
the NAP. They don't have rights anymore.
Okay, let me rephrase. Extreme sneaky level libertarian. Please stop reading Ayn Rand.
No, no. What's
You didn't
no
read it, right?
Arn? Who's the guy who
Hop.
wants to drive them all into sea?
Hamster and Hop.
Yes.
Hold on, let me look at his list of associates. I'm sure Rand is on there.
Oh, of course she is. But
No, not really.
Hop went a little bit farther than Rand, though.
Hop did a little trolling,
Yeah.
you could say. He was cooking.
Yeah, the Brazilian gets it. Who are they going to complain about? They're dead.
Exactly.
Who are they gonna complain to? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The little thing about being dead is you can't complain much. Unless you're in Baldur's Gate and someone casts Speak with the Dead.
I mean, no, it doesn't even need to be Speak with Dead. You've got Revivify, you got Reincarnate. All kinds of ways for the dead to complain.
Anyway, so let's see what we got here. We got The Green Tide of Remnant Volume 2. The Crashing Tide.
Mhm.
Vale has died to the orcs. It's gone. Wiped out.
It's over.
The Greenskins.
Damn, how did the Russians get to Remnant?
The
With
Greenskins
superior thinkings, you know.
have spread across the world, slaughtering everyone. And
So the
there's-
entire world is fucked, huh?
2 orc maidens now.
How? Okay, so these are not orcs with a K then.
No, they're orcs with a K.
Well, no, it says 2 maidens are within their grasps. So either they've captured 2 maidens or they're about to capture 2 maidens. Also, do the orcs just wholesale slaughter civilians who don't?
Yes.
get a-
Yes,
yes.
no,
They eat them.
absolutely. They
Oh,
eat them,
wow.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this author doesn't actually read about orcs. They read the funny 1D4chan articles.
There are those who stand against the orcs and will do whatever it takes to ensure their total defeat. Well, I would work more on not dying first and then work on beating the orcs, but hey, you do you. Half of Sanus has been submerged by the green tide. Can Anima withstand it? The crashing tide will not stop. Yeah, I mean, it's a really boring sounding story. Oh, the orcs are winning and they're beating everyone. Isn't this such a riveting story?
Don't worry, some random person in power armor will kill them all, and it'll somehow be Chaos's fault. Because orcs can never have anything good happen in the story. Fuck you, GW.
What about Chaos Orcs?
Those aren't a thing. Thankfully. No, actually,
they are
Sneaky,
a thing, and Nose just hates it.
Are you? No, they're not actually. Are you familiar with the orcs that invaded?
I'm aware of the
the Eye
orcs
of
that
Terror?
invaded the Eye. Yeah, and he fucking resurrects them every day because he thinks it's funny. Yes.
Yes.
Ruby, Winter's Dusk by the Keyblade Master. Eggman is up to no good as he declares that Remnant will be genocided if he is not given the Chaos Emeralds. Will he succeed, or will Remnant be genocided?
Holy based.
He shall piss on the moon so hard the moon shall crash into the earth.
He already pissed on the moon.
This-
That's why this
This is probably the comic Eggman.
Yeah, this definitely sounds like comic Eggman compared to game Eggman. They toned down Eggman a lot.
Comic
Well,
Eggman is an
No,
individual.
They didn't tone down comic Eggman.
No, they toned
Comic
down game Eggman. Sorry.
Yeah, they toned down game Eggman.
How the fuck is there a million
prolific
words for this?
with their writing for Eggman?
It's fucking
Ben
comic
10
Eggman will
Ruby,
fucking see you attempt to kill Sonic the
Gemstones
Hedgehog even
and
once.
watches. Ben
Murder.
10 meets Ruby Rose, and Ben gets the Omnitrix and gets a bunch of alien life forms as his powers and uses them to battle Grimm and make out with Ruby. And can he and his friends handle being thrust into a conflict between good and evil? That just sounds really, really lame. It's been ongoing for 5 years and it has 1 million words.
Jesus, author.
Wow. How?
That sounds incredibly boring.
That's because it is.
Wait, didn't we look at this summary a couple weeks ago?
Possibly.
There's a strong possibility.
What in the fuck? My name is Rosalina, and this is what I've spent the better part of my teens doing. I've partnered with a co-author, Winter Coma. She's amazing. Go read her stories. To write this story. To mash the worlds of Ruby and Ben 10 together seems odd, but it just works. Well, yes. Ben 10 and Ruby work because there is no overlapping principles that would cancel each other out. There's nothing in Ben 10 that says anything in Ruby can't happen. However,
Consider the rope.
when you're down to a very small amount of human population, theoretically, you could get away with having aliens be in the rural areas, but I mean, the Grimm would probably attack them too, because, you know, well, maybe they don't attack them, and that's kind of just weird. But you have to come up with some fucking loophole excuses to justify some of the Ben 10 shit in the Ruby world. But it's like, it makes it just such a fucking boring story. It's like, oh wow, it's gonna be Ben 10, except instead of aliens he's fighting every day as the villain of the day, he fights aliens and Grimm every day as the villains of the day. This is such a radical change. And it's like, okay, Ben unlocks Aura. What does that do? He can't lose his watch. Like, it's literally bonded to his arm. So it's like he always
Yeah.
had his hero powers. Yes, they included tension in Ben 10 by making him get his shit kicked in, either because he was a kid and got, cocky, or because he
Or
didn't
he
know what he was
lost the
doing.
watch.
That happened in like the movies, dude.
No, I mean he lost the watch powers, like it timed down on him.
Oh yeah, or like a time, or the watch times out on him or something, right?
Like
But
just the
it's like-
watch like for some reason just times out for literally no reason, even though he's going for like 2 minutes tops.
Yeah, it's been going for 2 minutes. Oh, it timed out. Like, it's got to recharge, the watch operates off of platium.
Or alternatively, Ghost Freak is fucking with it again.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But point being, though, is that there isn't really anything that Ruby would do that would make Ben 10 deviate from the formula of Ben 10. Like, Ben getting Aura doesn't really change anything. It would just be another power he would have access to that would do nothing new. Okay, now, oh man, Ben's fireball dude timed out. What do they fucking call him? Flame guy? Heat on?
Heat Man or whatever the
Heat
fuck. I don't-
wave?
Heat Wave. That sounds like a Ben 10
That
name,
sounds
Heat
like
Wave.
Ben 10,
That
yeah.
sounds like a Ben 10 name.
Now, I will say, making the excuse of Ben 10 names all of his aliens these really childish names, and so that way we don't actually have to think of really complicated names for these guys. I love it.
Oh, it was Heat Blast.
Heat
Wave
Blast.
is a completely different alien I've never seen.
Really? He has Heat Wave and Heat Blast, huh?
He had two fire aliens.
He
He
has a
really
lot-
liked fire.
He also had the
Oh.
fire plant. That guy was cool.
Actually, it's even worse. Heat Wave is actually from the Ben 10 fanfiction.
Oh, okay.
Oh
The
no.
what?
No.
Cannonball was still the best
Wait.
alien
Yeah.
I'm getting off that website.
Swamp fire,
Will not be
yes.
returning.
Yes. What would Ben's semblance be? I don't fucking know, dude. Ben
Oh,
as a
Swamp Fire
character
was
is defined
different
not by
design.
his actions. What in the God Green's earth?
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
What did you find?
I don't know why.
C8, why would you do this?
I'm afraid to click on it.
You don't have
You should
to.
be.
You can
I'm
just
not.
see this
Look
picture.
at the picture.
Oh fucking lord.
Look, don't blame me. I said I'm hopping off the website. You chose to keep going.
Anyway, so as I was saying, Ben's semblance, I don't really know, because Ben 10 as a character is defined by his actions after he gets the watch, and he doesn't honestly have too much character to him. Ben 10 was a very expertly distilled every young guy's fantasies in terms of what he does, not in terms of what he looks like. Ben 10 was literally the penultimate. I'm 12, and wouldn't it be cool if I could turn into an alien and shoot fireballs out of my fists by punching? That's literally, if they ended Ben 10 with it having all been a dream, and that all of the bad guys that he had fought were just him making up stories at his boring summer camp, I would have been fine with it. Because
I would have been less fine with it, but I would have understood.
yeah, okay. I wouldn't have been super been like, oh yeah, that's great. But I would have been like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know? Like, if you wanted to wave away the inconsistencies in the various points in time in the Ben 10 timeline, but just being like, well, dude, he's like fucking 12 and he's just inventing these stories in his head. Are you really expecting him to be consistent with, like, the power levels of Vilgax or whatever? Which, by the way, I remember Vilgax because Vilgax was fucking cool.
Yeah.
He was a
And
villain.
Didn't they kind of?
You were certainly one of the most villains of all time.
He was definitely a villain.
They managed to run a lot of stuff going forward. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember the design for Swamp Fire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty
Did you know
neat.
they made a? Did you know they made a redesign?
Oh, no. Oh, you're going to post it? Are you
Yeah,
gonna
here's the
show it to us?
redesign.
Oh, what the fuck? He
It's
looked so.
awful.
What the fuck is this?
I'm sorry.
No.
Why the fuck is Electro from 80s Spider-Man on my screen?
Yo, why is Pop Collar? Yo, is what he's gonna about to go commit some hate crimes? He's got the Pop Collar going with the red hood.
Hey.
I
Heyo.
don't know. It seems like everything after Ultimate
Ghostface was unironically one of the better villains.
Honestly, yeah.
Shit. Oh, Ghostface was a great villain, mostly because it was so just out of left field.
Also, like,
With
just to
decent
continue
build
the
up
whole
to it.
thread of, just all of its make believe is, Gwen finally joining in, way later and just like being like, oh, well, my power is that I am always in the right place at the right time with the right tool. like that is like actually they captured Gwen's character perfectly with that. Of having to always be right. When she unlocks her fucking power, she ends up always being right.
And then she learns magic.
Like, that was good shit. I genuinely liked the whole thing. But as far as Ben 10's semblance and how you could distill his character down into something that goes like, yeah, this is his power as a semblance, and it's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. I couldn't fucking tell you because, it's like,
Maybe he can take on the forms of Grimm. Fucking who knows?
What? No.
no.
Ben
That's dumb.
Ben getting alien powers has nothing. Ben being able to turn into aliens has nothing to do with Ben's soul.
What the fuck?
What?
What is
What in
that
God's
thing?
name is bro posting?
What
Oh,
are
no.
you
What?
posting? Oh, wiki. That's the fanfiction wiki.
Yeah, that's a
I was gonna
fanfiction
say
wiki.
that's the.
That does not look
the-
like the Kevin I remember.
No.
from
Yeah,
fucking
this is
Double
literally
Guy.
made in paint.
I love Double
Oh.
Guy. He's a Satanian from Satania.
He's a Satan from Satan. He looks like a Grim Reaper. He's
alright,
in the
you know
Infinity
what?
Matrix.
I'm gonna give this hotshot here some props. That's not a half bad design, but that looks like it would have been concept art.
The
for Heat Blast.
Holocaust Wildfire.
Huh?
The what?
Okay.
That's what it
Oh.
says.
Okay.
All right, so we're just going right to the other edge of the edgy scale, huh?
You can call
Wow.
him Hotshot, Holocaust, or Wildfire.
No, what the hell? What is bro on about?
I'm sitting here like, this looks like it could have been concept art for Heat Blast. Meanwhile, the author's like, but what if Edge?
It's what in the God's Green Ultimate Fire Fusion? What the fuck
What the
is that?
fuck?
Look at all of this shit taste. None of the characters have ever merged with Cannonball, the Abyss alien.
That's
It
Cannonball
looks like
right there.
Satan.
What? Where?
Right there. Do you not see his fucking arm?
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's the armor plating on there.
Nah, I see
Yeah.
it now.
Man,
Man, don't fucking test me on this shit, man. Ben 10 was my shit back in the day.
Oh, it's on his fucking arm. I wasn't looking at the fucking monstrosity. I was looking at Hotshot.
yeah, well, it's on the arm
Don't
with
you
an
mean
eye on it as
Holocaust?
well.
Okay, also in my defense, I swore that like
What?
Ultimate Fire Fusion was a fucking shitpost.
What is X? Pin stupidity force.
Ben
Alright.
10 stupidity.
Okay, this
End of
sounds like it's
Omnivangelion
the,
future. What in
this is-
the fuck?
At the
Brandon
end of
Kim.
Omnivangelion future.
The fuck you say?
I thought
This-
you said Omnigelion.
We
It-
did.
Omnivangelion.
He did.
Controls pineapples, platypuses, spoons, and eyebrows.
Cursed.
A pineapple? Puts on mask. Patty the pineapple.
oh no. I'm reading the synopses for
Why would you do that?
Exposure to
Evangelion
balloons can weaken him greatly.
Oh, I didn't know we were playing Balloons Tower Defense.
Many aliens abuse this weakness, especially Balloony, Ultimate Balloony, and Balloonar, his natural predator, the balloon.
Man,
This
Hate it, I
child
hate it, I hate
traumatized
it.
by a clown or some shit?
oh my god.
Ben 10 fanfic authors are on a new level of drugs.
Oh shit. You haven't seen the Ultimate Egg yet? Hang on.
Ultimate Heck?
Oh.
No.
Yeah, wait.
My
No,
face
it is-
hurts from smiling
Here's his
too
power
hard.
list, and here's the image.
The
Can shoot pineapple spikes, can summon eyebrows, can move people through their eyebrows, becomes invisible to everything but platypus, pineapple, and spoons, can
A
revive dead
mutated goblin from the underworld. Shut
can
the
fuse platypuses with pineapples, can evolve pineapples, can pop balloons, super strength, can lift a
I-
300-ton pineapple.
I'm waiting
Surely
for
this one is a
CA
shit post.
It
I'm waiting for
is!
CA to hit the
Bro,
alternate.
This
versions.
character... Bro, this character is literally from a story called Ben 10
Wait.
Stupidity Force,
No.
End of Omnivangelion.
No. I'm looking at the page for the fucking Stupidity Force.
You know what? Somehow it's
Oh,
still less
good.
less stupid of a
That-
title than the last 18
That's-
Evangelion movies.
That's great.
Excuse
That
me.
means,
Hey,
Lauren, you're
excuse you.
about to encounter some of the.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Are you
I'm
really gonna try and
going
defend
for 9
Evangelion titling?
years.
Yes.
Multiple authors have been carrying water for this. The heroes,
link.
product
Where do I
placement
read this?
entourage, the French dimension.
The French dimension.
Shall
Truly
we
the
s-
most terrifying.
Let's see. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Evangelion Death
What?
parentheses
No.
true.
No.
2. The
Ben
end of
10 Stupidity
Evangelion.
Force is the
Evangelion
game.
1.0. You are not alone. Evangelion 2.0. You cannot advance. Evangelion 3.33. You cannot redo. Oh,
The-
last Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01
Do I
thrice
have
upon
to bring
a
up
time.
the Kingdom Hearts
Get
titles
the
again?
fuck out.
I will kick
Okay,
you.
look, the numbering system is fucking dumb, but the actual title.
No, those are
I-
part of the titles.
I will
I
say.
know.
I will say the villains having the villain faction be called the faction. That's peak Destiny. Who are they? They're the
They're the
faction.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is pretty
no.
peak.
No.
That's fucking peak Bungie right there.
The whole fucking thing is written on the wiki in fucking
Oh.
play format.
The whole
Get fucked.
story?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And Zoomers are on a new level. I gotta say.
I
I don't know
think
if this
this
is
is Zoomers.
Zoomers, bro. Started in 2011.
Bro, I think this is I think this is our generation, unfortunately.
I refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse. I refuse. You can't lie to me. No, no, no.
Search your feelings.
Also,
you
by the
know
way,
it's
Zoomers would be
true.
11. They would totally do that at 11. Like, come on.
Well, anything from
What?
14 to like 3. So, I mean, it might be Zoomers, but it might also not be Zoomers. However, we can agree that they should be executed.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
100%. Yeah. So anyway, what else we got here? We got yeah, red versus blue versus ruby. Yep, that one was garbage. We already covered that, I believe, a while back. Wow. Yeah. Yep. Let's see what else we got. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go with this one. A Nightshade of Stardew. A Stardew Valley Ruby crossover.
Brain damage.
Riveting. After the breach, John and Blake find themselves under investigation due to their transcripts. Namely,
As they
one
should.
doesn't have one and the other one lied. Yeah. Before they could be detained, a strange card John's grandfather sent them teleports them to Stardew Valley. Separated from Blake but guided by a mysterious man, John begins his new life as a farmer, and he is told he has 3 years to prepare himself for what's ahead.
Before his execution, hopefully.
I have no idea. I am going away from canon events and lore regarding both Ruby and
No
Stardew
shit.
Valley for this
Huh.
story. But I just want to reiterate, I do not own Stardew Valley.
Bro, imagine.
No fucking shit, man.
Dude, fucking imagine if you found like a game developer writing fanfiction, or crossover fanfiction with their own game and some other property.
Well, it's funny you say that because there actually was a guy close to that. One of
Oh,
the
no.
artists for Human Revolution, Deus Ex,
Oh, God.
decided that because his script proposal got denied, he was just going to write a full-on original world Mass Effect Human Revolution fusion story in where it's like 3 million words long, and it spans like 50 some planets with enough arcs to fit into 3 million words.
Bro.
Now, admittedly, I did look at some of his proposals because he did put them up on DeviantArt, some of his sci-fi ideas. I can understand why they were rejected. He's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Of course he is. He posted on DeviantArt.
But once he has to work within the realms of Mass Effect and Deus Ex, and he has to work with that technology and that base. His story was actually pretty good. It just really updated like frozen molasses speed. Let's see here. So my name is Zend999. I am formerly Zend99. I am from the USA.
Damn.
I'm on a new account due to issues with my old account. Make a long story short, my email got hacked and my computer got hacked and my phone got hacked and everything had to be replaced. So after getting all that new stuff, I couldn't reacquire this account. Why did you have to replace the email? Fucking password. Essentially, I'm going to start working on all my stories again. Okay, what are your stories? We got Pokemon Rusted Legends. Exploring the Ever After, the Rusted Knight goes to Pokemon. Okay. Pokemon and Ruby again. An Aura amalgamation. They fell and their souls were lost to the world. They waited for something, not alive nor dead. They could only exist. But they dreamed a bunch, and with that dream came knowledge, willpower, and emotions. From dust to aura, from aura to something more. They recalled many things, and in turn, it continued to dream, watch, recall memories long since forgotten. Okay, so all of the characters of Ruby who fell off the bridge together mutated into one giant ball of aura and apparently turned into Arceus of Pokemon.
You mean Arceus?
Arceus, and you can't change me. Arceus Volt, bitch. See, Mario and Naruto. It's a story called Menma's Ultimate Encore. I'm not reading that.
No, that sounds dumb.
No.
Yeah, no. Please do not.
And then we have, of course, proof that this individual is a Zoomer. And that I desperately wish they are. Deltarune.
Surely.
And Juniper into Darkness. John, Ren, and Nora just wanted to relax, and they end up in Deltarune on a quest to save the princess. Yes. Right, they are not writing an Undertale story, they're writing a Deltarune story, which is a massively inferior story to Undertale.
Even Undertale is overrated as fuck.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying, there was a bar, and they didn't go over it.
Yeah, no. Limbo.
So, a Fate Stay Night Ruby story. Argus Magus Case Atlas. 4 months have passed since the events of Argus, and Rin is now in Atlas working with Ironwood in an investigation to determine who is behind the kidnappings of Mantle. Sequel to Argus Magus. Okay, let's go find that. Argus Magus. As you know, Argus is probably the best place to hide if you want to avoid plot. It's a big city with trade routes, it's protected by the military, and it's far from Vale. All in all, Rin is satisfied by her new life in Argus. That is until she realized her jogging partner is actually Pyrrha Nikos. I self-inserted as Rin Tosaka, who then inserts into Ruby.
Schizophrenic.
It's what?
Schizophrenic.
Yes, possibly.
Indubitably.
I mean, I don't know. There's multiple sequels to the Argus Magus saga. The fuck? Afterlife in the Box. 5 years have passed since she was sent to another world in the body of someone else. Now her adventures on Remnant are over, and it's time for Rin Tosaka to face the true culprit. With no resources or connections, it's up to her to not just save 2 worlds as she goes against a whole new set of enemies. I feel it's extremely false marketing to write a story with a self-insert OC taking over Rin's body, and I assume powers, I guess, question mark. But I can understand you marking your original story as a Rin story, fine, whatever. But don't finish that story and then make a fucking sequel story and still be like, yes, this is a Rin story. It's like, no, it's fucking not. There's
Yeah,
no
but if they told you
Rin.
it was an SIOC, then you would maybe not click on the first one.
But they do! It literally says in the summary of the first story, this is a self-insert as Rin Tosaka.
Again, if you saw it on like the second or third story, then you'd be like, nah, I'm not interested. But if you went to the first one, it's like, okay, this is what I came here for. I'll give it a try.
I don't know, I'm just fucking confused.
Aren't you
It's
always?
fucking dumb.
Confusing you is not a significantly difficult task.
Okay,
Sneaky.
well, while it's a fair enough point, my point is more along the lines of, so I go into this story, I'm kind of, I'm clicking around, I just kind of want to see how it goes, to see if I want to read the first one or whatever. And, Rin is, sitting there rapping as she shits on a plate, and it's like, well, what the fuck? This isn't Rin Tosaka. It's like, well, actually, if you read all 140k words of the first story, you'll understand why she's a plate shitting rapper. I don't think I will, actually. On either of those. Yeah. So anyway, let's get who is Mr. Purple Book?
That's not a question we need answers to.
It's
Yeah.
a question we're getting answers to.
Oh god.
Mr. Purple Book does not update his profile anymore, having updated it in April. I am switching formats to something more bare and bones. Note that any mentions in my story referring to the profile are no longer valid since I took down all of the character profiles from this profile. I am an amateur writer with 2 years of experience writing fanfiction, so you have 3 days worth of experience. Got it.
None, actually.
My usual stuff involves writing self-insert stories. Yes, I can see you're a very expert. The words. Where a character is placed in a fictional... yeah, that's right. You're on fanfiction.net and you're going into the author profile to have what a character self-insert is. I explained to you.
Ain't no way.
They know what they're doing.
While I don't have a schedule for how I post, I will write a couple thousand words per week during my free time. See, it's like this shit with these people, you know? You have these people who can just really just sit down and write words. Just fucking do it. But all of their words can coalesce into less value than the piss I took.
I mean, that is a gross underestimation of the value of your piss, Sneaky.
Gross is right.
Oh yeah, for sure. My wording is intentional.
I'm aware. I am still in school, and my first priority will be school stuff, unless I'm procrastinating. So I'll miss out on some of my personal post deadlines to prioritize school stuff. That's just how college is. I am a
This
big
fucker's in
reader
college.
of
No, you're
light
not.
stuff like manga, fanfic, and light novels. Ah, yes. Light novels,
yourself.
infamous for being very light reading.
Surely.
5,000 page laters.
I have now had the College of Economics explained to me.
Now on to the other 23 books. How many have you read so far?
7.
That was the Chicago School of Economics. Now let's do Austrian.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Now let's see how it's applied to Austria. I
Exactly.
really like the amazing works of Ruby, Fairy Tail, Fate, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Persona. Okay, so you have absolute trash taste with absolutely no standards at all. Thank you for that. Thank you for thank you for that. Fuck you.
You know.
Set yourself up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
However, we should nuke Rio de Janeiro. It
Yeah.
is a moral obligation.
Yeah.
In fact.
One could say it's an ethical obligation too.
Yeah. Doing a good deed for humanity.
Yeah. I have a Discord. Oh no.
Oh god, do we want to send in the Russian?
No.
No.
Yeah. Actually, that might actually just make him kill himself. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. We don't want to do that. Cards of Remnant, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Ruby crossover. What? Ruby just wants to be a huntsman duelist. To train her aura to manifest her game cards in her deck to fight the Grim. Why would you even have a deck? Why would you bother having a deck? Wouldn't you just like pick 4 of your favorite cards and just be like, all right, summon nuke, summon nuke, summon nuke.
I mean, that's what you would do if you were smart.
Yeah, I mean, I like why the fuck would you have a deck? Does it require a deck to be viable? Do you have to randomly select the card to summon it? Like, it's like, well, a cool idea. I totally vibe with the whole I'm gonna summon monsters to fight monster shit. Absolute vibe. Do not get me wrong.
However,
However, I am really doubting the viability of keeping me interested in a story where you have Ruby running around with a 32 card deck and being like, time to fight the Grim. I sure hope I don't pull a 1-star monster.
First of all, only using a 32 card deck, casual. Second of all,
Imagine not having an 80 card deck.
well, I mean, yeah, but right, here's my problem with this. Are the Grim politely listen, if you in fact make every Grim like a boss encounter, and they're all a bunch of like thinking, cognizant duelists who are in fact stepping into the giant battle island 3D dual monster platforms.
I was gonna say it's
Go
more
for
like
it.
What have I just stepped back into? I heard.
I mean,
I heard
here's the issue. It's a
Ruby
good thing it's not
amazing.
you
What
rules to
amazing timing!
I came in when
As
someone was
always.
saying something about 32 card deck and an 80, and it's like those are wildly illegal
Yes,
to start with.
yes.
Second, why are there sentient Grim that are duelists now?
No, there aren't, and I'm saying that's the problem.
I was gonna say more to expand upon that idea of like maybe you capture, maybe it's sort of like Kingdom Hearts style where you capture the monster.
No,
with your
you mean like
power.
Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, like.
Yes, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, where you capture the monster and you have to fight it. It can't run away, and maybe like that. Also, by the way, what was the Dragon Quest game on the Game Boy Advance where you could befriend the monsters to make them join your party?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if I can remember.
Yeah, I just remember getting the slime and then just powering the slime so hard.
I just remember the fucking Dragon Quest V and getting the King Cure Slime at one point and just watching it just trivialize all difficulty.
Oh, by the way, just a wonderful bit of news for everybody. So there's a new Dragon Quest Monsters game coming out,
Okay.
and there's a demo on your Switch right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah,
Great.
Ruby
Did I ask?
Rose is a card captor hunting duelist who will use her aura to manifest monsters to fight Grim. So when she gets an invitation to go to Duel Academy, she jumps at the chance. But old powers are stirring, and ancient summoning methods not seen in eons are about to clash with the fate of Remnant in the balance. Okay, so first off, again, I reiterate, summon monsters to fight monsters. Absolutely vibe with it. Do not vibe with the deck part.
I mean, at least it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And not Magic, because the issue with Magic is punch you in the fucking face is a free action.
No, see, that's not the issue with Magic. That's the pros of the of playing.
Look, all I'm
Magic.
saying is if you turn one Winter Orb, I'm going to punch you.
Also, you know what? I'm gonna dig deep into my memory of somewhat decent games here. Did anyone ever play Lost Kingdoms on the GameCube?
Lost Kingdom. I feel like I should.
You're playing a princess, and she's got monsters trapped in cards, and she has to go and kill all the other monsters, and it's actually like a super
Oh,
grim.
was this the
feel
game
like
that you
I
were
did.
making me play?
Yes, I did make you play it. It was actually fun. You actually enjoyed it. Unlike
did.
so, what was it?
There
Unlike
is
the
a bit of
Wii game.
There
Oh,
is some
God.
history with me and Atin making bets, and then occasionally
oh, God.
I lose the bet because I'm a fucking gambling addict. And then Atin makes me play shitty video games from his childhood.
We should all go to Vegas.
No.
No, Vegas. No, now it's not the time to go to Vegas, Sneaky. Do you not know about all of the hacking that is happening in the MGM casino right now?
Well, not right now.
No, it's still happening now.
Tomorrow.
No, like, are you
Okay,
unaware
Sneaky.
that like,
I'm sorry, you set me up for that.
yeah, I did. But are you unaware that like half the strip is currently being held for ransom?
That's hilarious. You know what
Yeah,
that
no,
sounds like, boys?
the news is actively. I'm gonna sound like Sneaky here. The news is not mentioning this one at all. I'm pretty sure the casinos are paying to suppress it.
Yeah, well,
Probably.
you know what that sounds like, boys? Let me pull that up. You know what that sounds like? It sounds exactly like this, right? Arn might be a little bit familiar with this.
Razormind starts playing. Yep.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We
Yeah,
land
but,
in
no.
Vegas, we just play this, and we go.
And then
just saying,
suddenly
right now,
3
MGM
geoscozers spawn.
I'm just saying, right now, MGM, super fucked. And apparently a different casino got hit a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, and they paid up. And the
Oh, I'm
feds
sure.
are not happy.
Yeah, I would imagine they aren't.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
because you don't pay these fuckers, otherwise they keep doing it.
there's also this one. just land in the Vegas airport, and this just starts playing over the speakers.
Your Honor,
No, Sneaky,
in
the
the
plane
stream, we were
touches
also
down,
talking
you
about
exit the
Minecraft.
plane, you lose control of your hand. Masks on!
Masks
no,
on,
no!
boys!
Wait, I thought we were doing stealth. Oh fuck, I have the wrong build.
Everyone puts on like actual masks. Atin just raises up one of the fucking paper masks. He was like, "Wait, oh, you mean those?"
Oops.
The
No,
rest of the crew
everybody
looking
says
at them.
masks on. I've already got the clown mask on, the assault rifle out. Oh, you meant the...
Corona restrictions.
The
And he's like, oh, sorry.
The
You gotta
corona
you gotta wear a mask at this casino, and you're like, all right, well, fuck.
masks
clown
on,
mask on.
boys. Just pull 'em out.
All right,
Your
boys,
Honor,
I guess it's
raise
gamer
my-
time.
All right, bet cocksgun.
I'm just saying, every heist movie sequence could in fact be improved with Razormind.
Absolutely, 100%. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Also, if there's ever a universe that I wanted to see the crossover of, I absolutely want to see Oceans crossed over with Payday. I want to see the Oceans crew having to get out of a heist because the Payday crew went loud and
This
hit
is a
the same
difficulty
target.
tweak.
Yeah.
Exit
call
vault.
this
All right,
a
everybody, it
difficult-
went perfectly.
So
It's like four
actually,
clowns show
funny
up.
story about that. Faceless did that.
What?
So we were the Payday crew. We went loud. Faceless has a secondary campaign that takes place in the same world as our campaign that he runs with another group who like to do a little bit more RP and a little bit more stealth and, that sort of stuff. And so they're the Ocean's 11 team. We went loud, making their job harder.
Based.
Oh yeah, no. I think one of my favorite things I ever played was I had a DM who was running one campaign of Hell's Rebels with 2 parties. He didn't tell us that there was a second party. He was just running Hell's Angels.
Hell's Rebels.
Oh, great.
No, it was fantastic because like it was like months before we ever took the same objective because he knew who he had playing, right? One of us was I don't want to say like sneaky party, but one of us was the like absolutely keep a low profile, try not to get caught, and the other one was 100% playing the French Revolution.
Of course.
I think you've mentioned this game to me.
It was great because sometimes, right, and he would tally up the notoriety stuff and raise and lower it based on the actions of the part, right? So like the notoriety would be hot and we'd be like, oh god, the rolls are just fucking us, the DM's causing us so many problems, right? We go in, kill a bunch of intelligence officers, smash the network up, get rid of the spies. And the other guys would be like, oh man, the roles are doing great. Our notoriety just keeps going down, even though we killed like 17 people in the street last week.
Because you keep killing everyone keeping track. Yeah.
But finally, he worked super. He's like, all right, guys, I need everybody in on this day. And we're like, okay, why this day? He's like, look, I just got to have everybody there. Somehow he made it work. He got both parties in there. He didn't tell us about each other. And he had both groups showing up roughly the same time. So it's like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And he said, guys, these are the people who have been quietly sabotaging everything. And they're like, you fucks, we've been trying to get the populace riled up. And we're like, you fucks, we've been trying to be quiet. And then the Hell Knights kicked in. And then the Hell Knights kicked in the door.
That's
and then
pretty good. Yeah.
Then
And
we
then
played
Razormind
XCOM
played.
Base Defense.
Your Honor, Razormind was playing. I had to steal it.
Your Honor, it's crime time.
Your Honor, I will give you my all was playing. I had to do the
Your
dual
Honor,
wield.
they told me I had to put my mask on. I don't know what you expected.
Your Honor, this weird dude with white hair started talking about reincarnation and Keyblades. I had to kill him in the middle of the street.
You don't know what kind of powers he had.
Your Honor, the broke dick piece of shit drill broke again.
Anyway, so
Your Honor, I forgot.
Your Honor,
put,
the fire was not my fault. It was the new guy who put the third bag of thermite on there. We are professionals. We have nothing to do with him.
There is nothing improvised about my explosives.
Your Honor, he was acting dumb.
Your Honor, he forgot what method to make meth is.
So you're
Your
saying
Honor, he didn't install Meth Helper.
he forgot his method, man?
Imagine using meth helper. It couldn't
Yeah,
be me.
imagine needing meth helper.
Imagine not using Meth Helper.
Skill issue on your part.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
that's a
Attack
brain
on
issue on your
Titan, a new path. Ozma and Salem have been at war for millennia, and the fight has taken many
the
lives.
kind of guy who installs all of the programs that tell him the boss mechanics in a video game.
The champion of the Brother of Light has failed
winning.
countless times to complete
Called
his
being
task.
casual.
Now, more than ever, Remnant needs a protector. It needs a man who knows the truth of life, the cruelty of life, a man who does not falter when he must do the unthinkable. Remnant needs Aaron Yeager.
Oh no.
You know, I haven't been drinking tonight. That's a problem. Cheers.
God, I hate the ending of Attack on Titan so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
or,
I
Attack
hate
on
the
Titan-
middle of Attack on Titan
okay,
so much.
I hate the yeah.
I hate everything of Attack on Titan.
Aura's got a good. Now, the opening of Attack on Titan was actually pretty solid. Aura's got a good one. Your Honor, my theme song was playing.
Your Honor, Freebird was playing.
Anyway, so here's a really dog shit One Piece one. Screw it, I'm gonna find it. One fateful day, John decides to go find the One Piece, and you know, Team Ruby and Juniper join him.
Can we get much higher?
You know,
This is
And
I
this is a
appreciate
fusion
the- I
world, by the
appreciate
way.
honesty. Nice. I appreciate the honesty, though. Very straightforward.
What?
The summary.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's still dog shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's fucking retarded. But it's, you know, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I don't see it working out too well.
yeah, it's not gonna go well.
So I saw this one. I saw this one, and I said to myself, I have to cover this on the podcast because I have no fucking idea what's going on here, and I need you guys to help me figure it out.
Oh god.
Percy
right.
Jackson Ruby crossover.
Okay.
Remnant of a backup plan. When he was 6, he was brought to the future to save Summer Rose to test his powers. Now he's back to the future 3,000 years later to see what remnant of his old time remains, and he is not impressed. Featuring Percy Jackson.
Oh.
What? Like,
Yeah.
Can I get this somewhere else? Okay. Back to the Future. So I don't know what they're trying to say here. Did he go back to a far future 3,000 years after his initial travel, so he's now 3,006 years old?
No, he's gonna take you back to the
Or the
past.
future itself is supposed to be 3,000 years later, and you didn't think to tell us this until now with this very confusing sentence structure.
Dude, I don't know.
And why is Remnant capitalized?
Because it's Remnant.
What fresh stupidity have I missed?
Percy Jackson goes
Don't
to the
worry
future
about it.
twice, and Ruby is the future of the Percy Jackson universe. Also, Percy Jackson's Ruby's father because he fucked Summer Rose. It's okay, he was 6, but he worked out a bunch, so he had the body of an 8-year-old.
I doubt that's what actually happened there, but
I don't know.
I need you to never speak again.
That's not happening.
boy, teased all the way back.
I
into the
teased
first
this story
16.
back in 2016. Imagine taking 7 years to write 21K words. Can't be me. Even I have a faster update
know-
rate than that.
You know, back when I could still like consistently sit down and just write like 1,000 to 2,000 words a day,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm working on something, guys. 3 chapters from the end of my first story, and then next week I uploaded chapter 1 of the fucking sequel like immediately, ready to go with 3 more chapters on the back burner.
And then it never uploaded again.
Oh no, that one finished.
I got fucking down. I was taking a drink, Sneaky. He worked out a bunch, caught me off guard.
Oh no.
Better late than never, right? No, sometimes it's better never.
Honestly,
Yeah,
author,
actually,
for
yeah,
you,
no,
I
never.
would say
Yeah.
never is definitely better.
Sometimes
Never speak
never.
again.
Sometimes never is enough. You know? For those of you just joining us now, when you were perusing the PJO Ruby crossover section again, I wasn't.
Oh no. Oh,
That's,
please, do not. Don't accuse
This
me of
story.
such things.
Oh no. Oh no. No. No.
You want to use words there, Sneaky?
Are you sure you want me to use words?
I mean,
Gotta see how
Welcome,
bad it is.
everyone! This is my sequel to my backup plan trilogy. It's 800,000 words long with 150 chapters. Please read it to catch up on who Shin-En is. Shin-En is my out-of-character Percy self-insert that I made up when I was 15 years old. He's basically like edgy Shippuden Sasuke on steroids, with lots of trauma and tragic backstory, and he's also the adopted son of Suthner, which is why he has chakra.
Damn, I want to kill someone.
Fuck right off.
Like I said, are you sure you want me to use words?
I mean, I knew that I would regret it, but
I didn't realize you'd regret it that much.
For everyone else, welcome to this story. This story will be taking place a mysterious number of years after the finale of Armageddon, the 3rd story in the trilogy. As for his disposition and his attitude, you should read on to find out what he's like now. After so many years, Shin returns to the Rubyverse promised back in 2016. Oh, Jesus Christ, 2016, that was, 2016. What season of Ruby was that? That was season 4, right?
Yeah, 4 or 5, I think. Well, actually, that might have been season 3 going into 4.
When
You
did
know
we
what?
do
I
those
legit
meetups?
don't remember.
When did we do those meetups?
Volume
Oh,
6
Volume
is when we started
5.
doing the meetup.
Volume 5 is when we started doing the meetups.
I think we did 4.
No, I don't think we ever
'Cause-
watched 4 because I think 4 was super fucking boring.
Mm, we got you through volumes 1, 2, and 3
But we
in
went back to
preparation for
those.
4. Yeah, but we did them before 4.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I think we got you, we convinced you to sit down and watch it drunk at volume
I don't
4.
I don't
And
think
we
we
got
ever
all the way
watched
through
Volume
6.
4 because I don't think
I don't
no.
believe we watched Volume 4.
Yeah, I don't think we
No,
watched
did.
Volume 4.
No, we did, because Sneaky bitched about how Yang's character growth was absolute garbage and should have had 3 episodes instead of just 1.
Yang had a
He
character
did.
arc in 4?
He did,
She was
bitch.
supposed to. Remember? She didn't want to use the new arm because it felt like giving something up, which was really stupid.
Oh,
pretty much
yeah.
switched
Oh,
over to
wow.
Father
I
and
was
Iron Fist.
absolutely fucking blitzed on those. Yeah.
Yes, you were, which honestly made the commentary more fun.
We started each episode with me being 3 whole fucking whiskey glasses into my vodka.
And I believe we agreed not to try and talk you out of it because it was the only way to get you to suffer through it with us.
Yeah, because it didn't get good until, like, was it season 5 or 6 where we actually had some decent, like, shit going on again?
See, it's season 5, forever the volume of you almost had it.
Yeah, oh, yes, right, season 5. That was the one that ended with the Bleach fight.
That might have been 6. I think season 5 is when we did get Cordova, though. But season 5 was literally
No, season
like
6 was the, Cordova.
Season 5 though was like every episode was like, all right, we're going somewhere, and then
Yeah,
they
5 was
shred
Bleach, yeah.
on
Yeah.
their
Yeah,
face.
literally every single episode was, we're building up to it, we're building up to it, we're building up to it. Yeah, and then the final episode was just so fucking dark. In the background, they get smacked around. Fucking Hazel does a haymaker on a child.
Yeah, Hazel, who's like, I don't want to
Hazel
fight
the
this child.
child beater.
You realize that's Osmond's current reincarnation, right? All right, let me at him.
Hazel child beater.
When I said child, I'm redefining what that means. Yeah,
you have the millennia-old soul of a lich in you. You are no longer a child.
Yeah, 6 was Cordovan. The famous Cordovan is racist. Yes, that's right. Cordovan is so racist that she denied a terrorist from entering the military base, and to prove her wrong, Team Ruby committed terrorism.
Yeah, volume 5. God, that was when, like, oh shit, finally some writing that is actually like rivaling and even doing better than volume 3, which had been the best written volume at the time.
Yep. Until,
then
the full beacon.
They consistently fell flat on the face at the end of every fucking episode. And then if I remember correctly, we got the quote unquote Bleach fight. I think I recall specifically going, oh, this is kind of a neat fight, I guess. I think they were taking lessons from Metal Gear. Or attempting to.
Yeah, they were just teleporting.
Poorly,
everywhere.
but they did attempt to.
The only thing I can say as a counter was that Cordovan gave no reason. Well, we actually don't know that she was looking at Blake when she said it. She said, we don't allow your kind here, and it was Blake and Yang standing next to each other. And you have to keep in mind, Yang was to be arrested by Atlas for public brutality on televised television, which was considered terrorism in a world where terrorism produces Grimm. And so
actually, they didn't do anything with that.
Yeah, didn't Ironwood want to, like, arrest her or some shit?
They detained her to figure out what the fuck was going on. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
they detained her because she
ignored.
broke another child's leg in the middle of the friendly tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
televised.
trying to figure out, why the hell did you do that? That was fucked up.
I mean,
but also
to be fair,
Ironwood pulled strings to get her state-of-the-art hush hush. Do not tell people about this arm yet.
Yeah. Well, I
So
mean,
Your
I
Honor,
don't think
I
he
played based
cared
in
at
Red
the end
Pill.
of it.
okay, well, yes, obviously Ironwood didn't care and Ironwood knew the truth, but not really much time was able to be spent being like, "Hey guys, actually, you know that person that was in the fight before the fall of Vale and she got arrested by the troops? Yeah, she's actually fine. Don't worry about her now." Like why would Ironwood make that announcement? No news story would cover that. Like that news never made it away. So Cordovan recognizing her as the terrorist girl from the screen who beat up some child after he
It's
surrendered.
Perfectly normal.
It's completely fine. And her being like, "Well, we don't let your kind in here." It's like,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
for all we know, it could have just been like it could have just even been the fact that they were from Vale.
That's true as well. Yeah. Could have been against the fact that they were Vale. Could have been the fact that Yang has a reputation and a criminal record because she was arrested in her fucking episode. Yang was
No,
arrested.
She was. No, she wasn't.
Yeah, they didn't pick her up at the police station. Oh, that's right. No,
No,
Ruby had to be picked
Ruby
up at the
was
police station.
arrested.
Right.
technically. Ruby, who should have been protected by Good Samaritan laws, was detained, and Yang, who destroyed a bar,
A legitimate
walked away
bar.
scot-free.
Walked away
Yes, the bar was a front, and odds are the cops
It's
knew it was a
irrelevant that the
front,
bar was a front
but
because you know what? Yang isn't an officer.
yeah, I
As
know,
far
that's
as
the point.
Blake's rap sheet goes, we don't know if she's ever known by anything yet. See, that's the problem. Is Blake? Okay, so the problem is how Rooster Teeth set the whole thing up, and we've talked about this constantly with fucking Rooster Teeth and racism, and how they keep trying to shoehorn in that people are racist to Faunus, but then just show it in the most fucking retarded ways possible. Like some drunk dude stumbling around being like, "Hey, you with the ears, we don't like your kind around here." And it's like, this is supposed to somehow represent how all of Atlas is racist against Faunus. One drunk white trash. It's like, oh, what? But anyway, we don't know anything about Blake's terrorism past. We know a lot about Blake's terrorism future because, boy, did she commit a lot of it later on. But we don't know a lot about Blake's terrorism past. But we can make some inferences. We can make the inferences.
We do know that we actually do know that she participated in raids on a regular basis.
Yes. However, she made a comment in her trailer about the people, which could imply that normally the raids that they were doing was solely against either areas protected by only robots, or that whenever they did go into places with people, they just ignored them and didn't initiate combat.
I think it was that there were specifically civilians on that train that she had the problem with.
Well,
So
yeah,
there's a good chance that she did kill people, and that was probably guards.
yeah, and we don't know that though.
Doing their job.
But the point being though is that Blake clearly indicated that, hey, we know that she's been on previous raids and that she has a problem with killing people who she believes are not directly related to the Faunus problem. And so we can make some idea that she might have a rap sheet. And that Atlas, if anyone, Atlas would probably know the most about her, since they never make a effort to be like, oh yeah, we destroyed the recording software or whatever. So she probably would have a profile, and it's not like she changed up her outfit too much, or her name at all, or ever went under a code name at all.
Yeah,
And
it kind of makes you wonder if Belladonna's a really common surname in Remnant.
apparently,
'Cause no one reacted to it.
yeah, I mean,
Like
it's
the fact that her
yeah,
parents were public figures,
yeah,
as well as one being a cat faunus, the other being
a
Puma.
werewolf Faunus.
I think he was supposed to be Puma. I think that was supposed to be, a send up to the old RT joke. in RBB.
Why is it whenever you see a structure of power, there's always a cat foot us at the top?
See?
It's
What did
cats.
Rooster Teeth mean by this?
The cats are just
Yes.
naturally inclined to go to high places, Sneaky.
Of course.
He is.
No, it's purely socioeconomic factors.
Yeah, it's purely socioeconomic factors, yes.
Wait,
Things.
did they remove what?
Hmm.
Okay, I guess they changed it to Panther all of a sudden.
Okay. Things
fuck?
were
A Black
bad.
Panther?
Weiss was critically injured, being tended to by John and Ren. Ruby was barely returning to consciousness. Nora was protecting her. Oscar and Crow were hardly a match for the enraged, dust-infused Hazel. Honestly, I would say less of a match and more of it was a WWE SmackDown featuring a 2v1. And the odds
The
were
Rock
in the
is
two...
cooking, and
The-
he's cooking your dignity.
the Rock was cooking, and what he was cooking was crystal meth.
Man,
Oh, you know
Hazel's
what?
such a wicked
That's a
character.
major thing they could have put into the story that would have just fit so amazingly well is fucking drugs made out of dust. People snorting like fire dust to get a kick and shit like that, or electric dust. Like, come on. This
Yeah.
dude just out here straight up jamming dust into his arms because he's got dead nerves as his superpower. And you're telling me that no one ever thought about snorting dust before? As far as Blake's rap sheet goes, we don't normally have a problem with Blake. The problem is that Blake could have been where it stopped. Yes. Yes. Blake is the problem. Yes. And then suddenly everyone got beat up, and then our hero kicks in the door, and he's looking really all cool, and he's got like a tail coat with 3 tails, and he's got like really cool edgy armor on, and he looked really hot, and he looked really cool, and he's got like a scar that splits his forehead, and he's like super strong and just takes out all the villains one by one without any effort. Yeah, we're gonna move on from this story.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nights drifting through dust and void. John finds himself in time and space and out the other side. John Ark finds himself wielding powers of eldritch origin, gifted to him by a cosmic entity. As threats from the void make their way to Remnant, it's both up to John and his older self to stop the chaos with the warframes and memories they've inherited.
Well, Remnant's fucked. Time to leave.
Yeah, if Void's invading, Remnant's fucked. Venom petals, that's right. But what about
You know
a
what? I
monster
just
that
realized
hunts
something,
monsters?
Sneaky.
Yeah, what's that?
Salem is uniquely equipped to screw over a Tyranid invasion. Her stuff just
Because-
disappears.
Yeah, 'cause I guess it doesn't have biomass. Yeah, I mean, I guess if she could keep it up. I mean, the Grim Pools are unfortunately a very targetable location.
Sure, but remember, she only has to do. There's only so much she has to do before the hive mind goes. All right, I'm not actually getting anything to fucking eat here. Bye.
Yeah, but that would probably be after they eat all the human cities.
It's not like Salem isn't used to having to put up with an empty barren husk for long periods of time.
It's not like Salem isn't used to repopulating the world.
She'll just have to repopulate the world again. That
You see, the
deer's
real plot
looking.
twist here is that the real plot twist is this is actually the third time she's had to do it.
That deer's looking mighty feisty.
Can I find that lion from a couple years ago?
Salem be like. Well, actually, no. This time there probably wouldn't be any life left on the planet after they eat it all. So, I mean, maybe they would target the human cities in majority and then call it quits as the Grimm start, creating a net negative.
I mean, the human cities would hold out for quite some time
Not
since
at
they're
all.
already walled.
Yeah, but they don't have shields and they don't have AA turrets that could face off against the Tyrannid Death Swarm.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're woefully under-equipped that way.
Like, even Hive cities fall to the Tyrannid Flood, and the Hive cities have, like, guns on every outside fucking inch. Or could.
Hive cities.
But, it's just like... Could Salem win in the end? Only because they would leave. Not because she would actually win. And that's if the fucking, Gaunts? What are they called? The Xenogaunts? The floating brains. Come on, two of you fucking play this game. What is it called?
It escapes me. That's the title. It escapes me.
The floating brains that control people. They hunt down psychics.
I've never heard of this.
What?
Tyrannid. Floating brain. Hunts down.
Oh,
Psionics.
zoanthropes!
Oh,
They're not
yeah.
floating
Zoanthropes.
brains.
They're not floating brains. They're just like a large, like
They have a big brain, but
it's like a what would you call it? It's like a what kind of
It's just
insect would you be?
I mean, like, it's a brain bug. I'll give you that, but
Anyway,
I'm just trying to think of.
so yeah, those guys, until they control fucking Salem, and then whatever. Now they have an immortal witch on their side who can't die and produces infinite biomass. Also, I mean, Salem gets tortured to death for infinity time, so that's whatever. Oh god, what's your semblance? Oh god.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
apparently,
Ren's was like,
you know what his semblance actually
Dude,
is?
no. You know what the funny thing? The Ren's thing was actually on the
is
wiki.
it man too
Or a
angry to die?
manipulation.
No, his semblance is called numbing agent. His body is insensitive to pain. I'm like, so his semblance is nerve damage.
My semblance is numbing agent. It prevents me from feeling pain. Isn't that just
Drinks
nerve
a
damage?
lot about-
It is my semblance!
We actually find out Hazel just got hit by lightning, like.
Yes, it is my semblance. That's another good voice moment from me. Truly am amazing. Anyway, what else we got here? Remnant's Death Corps Codex. That's right, the biography of the Remnant Death Corps. Expect lengthy wait times for new entries. Aren't you guys excited?
No.
No.
Extremely.
Not even remotely.
Why not? I mean, it's everything you could ever want in a story. It's got nothing. It's got 200 words. And the first 150 words of the Deathcore Codex is just saying they have a lot of stuff.
The Death Corps. We don't talk about that. Well, first of all, they don't even have their own codex, but.
the 863rd Death Corps was deployed to Vrax 4.5 years into the siege. Their leader, Commissar Nicholas Rayner, was well respected amongst his graduating class. One day, while doing his rounds at the line's wall, the Commissar had a chat with Krieg Trooper D4231 before a silver light blinded them. When both the Commissar and the Krieg Trooper sight returned, they noticed someone in no man's land. Without hesitation, D4231 climbed the wall to retrieve the person, while the Commissar rushed to get the units, only apothecary for non-Kriegers serving in the Death Corps. As he did so, he ordered others to cover for the return. They, along with the apothecary, learned the person's name. Despite her redacted being different, they allowed her to stay. However, she was required to wear redacted to avoid being shot by heretic snipers.
I will point out, there is actually precedence for non-Kriegers joining the Krieg. There was actually a book. It was a dude who was a PDF soldier, and he saw the Krieg in battle, and he saw the way they were fighting. He was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're all gonna die. I'll sign up with the Krieg. They looked at him. They were like, fucking not Kriegman. And then they're like, sure, go through Krieg boot camp. We'll put you through it. And he made it. And they were like, ah, shit, here's your gas mask, dude.
Here's your gas mask, here's your shovel, die for the Emperor.
Yeah, here's your gas mask, here's your shovel, here's your las gun. See the quartermaster every day for 3 square meals.
While she stayed with the Corps, they learned about the problems her people faced. Their hatred for the Redacted grew when Summer told them about how villages would be slaughtered by the creatures. Word spread among the Corps about Redacted to purge Redacted from Remnant once the battle for Vrax was over. Ah, that's right. That's yeah.
I'm gonna head off, fellas. I'll
Good night.
see you all next time.
Hey, you know, it's a good time to call it a day as well. You know what? We had some good times. We didn't delay too much. We just covered a bunch of shit, and we actually had some good writing talks about writing and how not to do it.
It's surprising, really.
There wasn't much else to talk about here. It's a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ruby stories.
Why?
I don't know. For some reason, people really like putting Accelerator into Ruby.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Why?
Accelerator doesn't do shit.
People really like putting the Death Corps troopers into Ruby and then making them act like not Death Corps troopers. So first off, he's a Death Corps trooper who's kept his name and he fucks Winter.
I mean, they do fuck, but
Yeah, but he like gets romantically involved with Winter.
oh no.
Yeah.
No. They're also emotionally dead and stunted inside.
Yeah. Remnant's Death Corps. After defeating Salem, Summer Rose vanishes. 12 years later, she returns with the Death Corps. This is how the Death Corps exterminated all the Grim and White Fang extremists. And this is a Ruby times Blake story. What? What? The fuck? That came out of nowhere? Okay. Attack on Titan, garbage stuff. Ruby May Cry. In Remnant, there are 2 forms of humanity. There is the demon humanity, who are really aggressive subspecies of humanity that everyone thought died out. You know, the demon humans. And then one demon child reappeared and went to Beacon, and he's super strong. He's my OC. Self-insert. Yeah. John goes to Dark Souls 2. Why would you ever read that? Super Ruby. Chibi Ruby goes to Mario. Okay. The Huntsman Krieg. That's right. Krieg from the Borderlands is actually in Ruby, and he's still Krieg, the insane bandit from Borderlands, despite none of the events of Borderlands ever happening.
Of course.
And yeah, he just shouts about his meat bicycles to Team Ruby, and Ruby thinks that's really attractive. And then Naruto
See,
fucks Neo.
I don't know why you think you have any power here. I really
But
don't.
like I said, I think we're done for the night. It's really
Yeah?
only gonna get worse from here. And honestly, there was no real stories in this section that I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so awful. It's gonna be funny. They were just really fucking bad, and I just kind of want to inflict them on you guys as well. And I did that. And so I think we can call it a day. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
gentlemen, I'll see you on Tuesday. Because there is always more, and it always gets